Okay, so I want to do number 15 and 2.3, which says I have the absolute value of y minus 3 equals 8 minus the absolute value of y minus 3. And I'm supposed to solve for all the values that make this thing work, right? Find all x values satisfying this equation. Oh, well that's easy. There aren't any x values in this equation.
Perfect.
All the x values satisfy this equation, because this equation is not about x.
There's no x's. Yeah.
They probably mean find all the variable values, right?
Isn't that what it says? I don't think it says that.
It says find all x values.
Oh, never mind. Just kidding.
No, it's cool. Let's find all the y values. It'll be fun. So, yeah, so what category of problem is this? Is this an evaluate or a solve problem? This is a solve problem. And one way we could think about this is, do you guys know what y minus 3, like, if I thought about that as f of y is the absolute value of y minus 3, you know what that looks like?
That's going to be...
No.
It's gonna
Only if you have Bailey's calculator, it looks like a throw. It's a V shape, right?
pushed right 3 units.
And it's pushed, nice, dudes. Very good. It's pushed right 3 units. So I have a V shape, right 3 units, rising like this. This is the y-axis now, for some reason. Right? Okay. How about what is, that's F, by the way. What is this guy over here? If that's g of y, what does that one look like?
G of y is...
No.
There's a negative y.
Okay, so there's a V shape from the absolute values.
Negative.
The negative 3 is shifting you.
Right 3 units.
Okay, so V shape I'm getting out of absolute values.
And then your 8 is taking you
That's a right 3.
up 8.
This guy's something and that guy's something.
Is 8 taking you up 8?
8's taking you up 8.
And then the negative
just
is
makes it a
flipping you up
decreasing function, so it inverts down.
Yeah. So the negative's flipping it over.
That's awesome.
You guys cool with that? So you got a V shifted right 3 things, up 8 things, and flipped over.
Cool.
So you go right 3 things, up 8 things. Dot, V shape, upside down. Oops. I dorked my slope on that one. Something like that.
Dude, it's a square. Not really.
No, it's not.
No, it is a square. I think it's a square. So the reason I think it's a square is that's a 90-degree angle because that V shape has a 90-degree angle. That's a 90-degree angle because I flipped it over. This is the line y equals x, basically, right? So it has slope 1. This line has slope -1. So those intersect at a right angle.
Cool. And
Those two intersect at a right angle. And my guess is that all the sides are probably the same length. It could be a rectangle, but I'm pretty sure it's a square. Cool? So what am I actually looking for here?
the solutions.
I'm looking for
2 points of intersection.
the 2 points of intersection, and specifically with regard to the 2 points of intersection, the y values of those points, right? So the over parts, because I'm doing this with a y-axis over here. Cool? Yeah, it feels a little funny, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you actually solve this? You could graph this with a calculator, right? You could graph these two and then use the calculator to find the intersections. Unless you have Bailey's Parabola's only calculator. It's fixed now?
Yeah.
So what else could you do? Yeah, get all the y's to one side, right? So how are you going to get all the y's to one side?
First of all, you gotta distribute.
Oops.
Do you distribute?
Don't distribute. It's an absolute value.
I didn't know.
You add...
Add the absolute value of y minus 3 to both sides. So that will get you how many absolute values of y minus 3 on the left?
Exactly 2.
2, conveniently. So you got 2 times the absolute value of y minus 3 equals 8.
Divide by 2.
And then divide everything by 2. multiply by half, right?
Y minus 3 equals 4.
So you get the absolute value of y minus 3 is 4, which means that,
Yeah, which means the y is negative 1.
Both.
And
Yeah.
so where did you get those? How do you undo the absolute value to both sides? Like, yeah, you really are worrying about plus or minus to both sides, right? So that's y minus 3 is plus or minus 4.
Oh, I see.
wow, so then y.
So you get-
7 and negative 1.
Oh yeah, that looks legit, right? Negative 1 seems right on, and it could have been 6 or 7, right? From my picture, which is poorly drawn, best. But in the end, yeah, I think I got y is negative 1 or y is 7. Cool.
Can we do,
I distributed the two, I just want to make sure I can do that, and I still have the same answer.
You distributed the 2.
Yeah, I got 2y minus 6 equals 8, and then 2y equals 14, and 2y equals negative 2.
Yeah, so you can do that. It is legal to distribute a number into an absolute value so long as the number is positive.
Okay.
If you try to distribute a negative number in there, it'll dork everything out.
can we do 21?
Sure. Any other questions on this thing?
I just created two different ones, just did the absolute right away. I don't know if that makes sense, but.
Created
I just did y minus 3 equals 8 minus, y minus 3, and then I did y plus 3 equals 8 minus y plus 3.
Did you get the same answer?
I think so, yeah.
So
Except the sign
So
is different.
what you could do is you could say, okay, the absolute value of y minus 3 is either minus y plus 3,
Yeah.
if y minus 3 was negative, or it's just y minus 3, right? So you could split off those two cases. You guys see that?
Yeah.
You could just assume y minus 3 is either positive or negative, because it is, and then put in those two cases and solve from there. You'd get the same answers. Yeah. I guess personally I would prefer if you thought this way, but that's okay too.